A very warm good morning to all of you. Dear students, once again I would like to welcome all of you to a new session of the English language composition class. In this 21st century, people are using different mediums for communicating each other. And majority of the people are using email to communicate with others. So dear students, today we are going to learn how to draft an email. Especially we are going to discuss about the format, elements, and finally we will conclude with an example. So without wasting time, let's move to the class. How to write an email. Important things to keep in mind while we draft an email. Draw a box with a pencil. Of course, when you write an email in your answer sheet, you have to draw a box with a pencil, and please don't write email. Some people are writing email as the title. You can avoid writing email as the title. So please don't write it. Now let's see what are the different types of email. First one, formal email. The persons whom we don't know. We are writing a letter to a person whom we do not know. Second one, semi-formal. We are writing the semi-formal email to our colleagues. And finally, informal email, which usually we write to our relatives and friends. So these are the three different types of email: formal email, semi-formal email, and finally informal email. Here comes the features of formal email. There will be a header which consists of to address, subject and salutation, and then there will be a body which consists of opening sentence, content, closing sentence, thanking sentence, subscription, signature or sign, designation, and finally the name of the institution. So these all elements should be there in a formal email. Now let's discuss each one of these points in detail. First of all, header. Header means to the person whom we write the email. It comprises of the email ID of the person to whom we are sending the email, which means when we write an email, there we need to mention the address of the person to whom we write an email. The speciality of this address is it will be an email ID. Things to remember when we prepare or when we write an email ID, like there should not be join letters. Some people are following cursive writing while they write the address or while they write an email ID. It is not permitted. Second one, no capital letters. And third one, no space while writing email ID. These three things you have to remember while you write an email ID. Let's see an example. You can see here, principalnewages@gmail.com. Here you can see there is no join letters, no capital letters, and no space in this email ID. And the second one also you can see the same thing. The editor newspaper@gmail.com. See, no capital letters used here, no uppercase letters used here, and there is not even a single space between any of the letters. So the email ID should not have any capital letters, there should not be any space, and you should not use cursive writing while you write an email ID. Now the second one is subject. Things to remember, like it must be brief, clear, precise, and name of the event in capital, which means all the first letters must be written in uppercase. So the subject must be brief, clear, and precise, and name of the event in capital. For an example, subject: invitation for Diwali celebrations. Again, invitation for inter-school competition. So see, what is the speciality here? Invitation for Diwali celebration. I, D and C are in capital, and it is very brief, It is very clear and precise. Now let's move to the next one, that is salutation. The three different elements coming under the header. First one we have already seen, to address. Second one, subject. And third one, salutation. Dear sir, dear madam. And these are two examples, things to follow, like comma at the end. You can see the example there. Dear sir, after sir there is a comma. Dear ma'am, there is a comma. So comma at the end. S and M to be capital. D, of course it will be capital, but in the next word, S of sir and M of madam, both letters should be uppercase, which means capital. So here the header part is over. Now let's move to the content part, or the body part, where we are writing all the necessary information. So under the content, the first point is opening sentence. So we have already saluted the person, we have already addressed the person. Now we have to start the content, which is starting with the opening sentence. It comprises of the following things: name, designation, name of the institution, name of the event, which means the opening sentence should mention about your name and your designation, name of the institution where you are working or where you are studying, the name of the event. So it must be in the first or in the opening sentence. For an example, I'm Ayush, president of the arts club, inviting you for our inter-school dance competition. So what are the informations are there? Ayush, your name is there. Then designation, you are the president of the arts club. The name of the institution, school. The name of the event, what is the, it is the inter-school dance competition. Let's see one another example. I am Akash. Okay, your name is mentioned there. Head boy of St. Xavier's School. So head boy, that's your designation. Name of the institution, St. Xavier's School. And what is the name of the event? Inviting you for our inter-school speech competition. So when you write the opening sentence, there must be your name, your designation, name of your institution, and name of the event. These four information must be there when you write the opening sentence. Now the second one is content. It comprises of the following things: name of the event, date, time, place and venue, inviting. So these five information must be there in the content. Let's see an example. Our school is organizing an inter-school dance competition. So name of the event. On 15th April 2020, so date is mentioned, from 9:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. or time is mentioned at the auditorium, St. Xavier's School, place and venue. Okay. Now the next sentence mentioned about, I cordially invite you to be the judge of this event. See, inviting or invitation is given. So in the content part, you have to mention the name of the event, date, time, place and venue, and invitation. These five different information must communicate when you write the content part of the email. Now you have invited the person, you have expressed all the necessary information through the content part. Now the closing sentence. For an example, we look forward to our school's participation in the competition. See, you have invited a school to participate in the competition, and finally we are concluding our email with the closing sentence. We look forward to your school's participation in the competition. Or we can write one another sentence like, we look forward to a favorable response from your side. We have invited a person to be the chief guest of our event, and we can close the sentence, or we can close the email with a sentence like, we look forward to a favorable response from your side. Or we can write a sentence like, anticipating a positive response from you in accepting our invitation. So here we are expressing that you will, or the particular person will be accepting our invitation. So any one of these can be used as the closing sentence while you write an email. Now the fourth one is thanking sentence. Example like thanking you. So when you write thanking sentence, you can use like thanking you, the same sentence, but there must be a comma at the end. So you can see in the example given here. Now the fifth one is subscription. For the subscription, you can use yours faithfully. So when you write the formal email, you are supposed to use only yours faithfully. And when you write the subscription, you have to remember a few number of things like Y to be capital. You can see in the example given there, Y, yours, the first letter of the word yours, Y is capital there. Then comma at the end. After faithfully, you can see there is a comma. So Y to be capital and comma at the end. And the sixth point is sign. Both parts of your name. So when you write an email, you have to mention your full name. For an example, Ayush Chowdhury. So if you have two parts in your name, you have to mention both parts. Things to follow. You have to remember a few number of things like no comma, no full stop. So you can see in the example, after Ayush Chowdhury, there is no comma, no full stop. So you are also strictly instructed to follow that there should not be comma and there should not be full stop. Now the seventh element is designation. Examples like secretary, arts club, school head, secretary, literary club. So you have to mention your designation because we are officially inviting a person to take part in a particular event. So there you have to mention your designation. And the eighth one, name of the institution. You have to mention from where, on behalf of whom you are writing. So you have to mention the name of the institution. Examples like St. Xavier's School, then St. Agnes School. So you have to mention the name of your institution. You have to remember few number of things like there must not be no comma and there should not be full stop. Like we have already seen in the case of sign. When we write the sign as well as when we write the name of the institution, there should not be comma, there should not be full stop. Now let's see an example. First of all, you have to make a box. Then to ayushgupta@gmail.com. There is no capital letters, no space and no cursive writing. I think it's very clear to you. Then subject, invitation for Diwali celebrations. So I, D and C, three of these letters are uppercase or capital letters. Then again one line space, then salutation, TSR, then comma, D and S, both the letters are uppercase or capital letter. Again one line space. Then the opening sentence, I'm Ashok, Secretary of Students Wing, inviting you for our Diwali celebrations. Your name, your designation and name of the event. Again one line space. Then now the body of the letter or the content part of the letter. The Diwali celebrations will be held. So name of the event, 6th November, date from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Timing at the community hall of Surya Apartments, the venue. Now the invitation, we cordially invite you to the celebration. So I think things are clear to you. Then again one line space. Now the concluding sentence, we look forward, or closing sentence, we look forward to your presence for our Diwali celebrations. So this is the closing sentence, one line space. Then thanksgiving or thanking sentence, thanking you, comma, again one line space. Yours faithfully, subscription. So Y must be capital and at the end of the subscription there must be comma and again one line space. Your name, your full name, first part and second part of your name. Then your designation, Secretary, Students Wing. Name of the institution, that is Surya Apartments. So dear students, This is the format and structure of drafting an email. I think you have got a very clear picture about how to write an email. With this, I would like to wind up today's class. Thank you.